But the government of President Obasanjo, which you were part of for several years, that was pretty corrupt too, wasn't it? And some would say it was even more corrupt than the military dictatorship of Sani Abacha that came before it. It was as corrupt, at least, as the current government that's been accused of corruption. That was a government you were part of.
I really like empirical evidence. And right now, you don't have any.
But you reject the idea that the Obasanjo government was as corrupt, or not, if not more corrupt, than governments that came before it.
There was no way it could have been more corrupt than the government of Abacha. Okay. I'm sorry.
Thanks to WikiLeaks, we know that Nuhu Ribadu, the man appointed by former President Obasanjo to head his Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, he told the US ambassador in 2007 that, quote, even more than the Abacha days, where Abacha was the sole thief, corruption under Obasanjo's 8 years was far worse, because everyone stole. No doubt Obasanjo did as well. He added, Oba was a political machine, he just knew how to play the game for the international community and cover his tracks.
My response to that would be, why did you wait until after the fact to
well, actually,
make
he said
that?
During, he just said it in a private conversation which WikiLeaks then leaked to us all.
Then, you know, that would really question the issue of the institution that was responsible for fighting corruption.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because he was the head of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, which President Obasanjo, who you served under, appointed. You were an advisor to President Obasanjo in 2003 when he set that commission up. 8 years later, Human Rights Watch reported in 2011 that senior political figures who have been widely implicated in corruption have not been prosecuted. Human Rights Watch also noted that the EFCC was selective, dictated at least in part by Obasanjo. Their agenda was dictated by Obasanjo. Do you accept, in hindsight, that that government you were part of, you were basically, no one's ever accused you of corruption personally, but you were basically window dressing for a very corrupt regime? And here today, even today, you won't acknowledge that fact.
Well, you know, I don't know about window dressing. One thing that I was known for was my inability to be an image launderer for anyone. I mean, even the President Obasanjo that you are talking about would tell you that anytime, any day.
Okay, so anytime, any day, this evening, in the Oxford Union, how corrupt was President Obasanjo in your view?
Is that supposed to be a question on the basis of some factual thing that you're putting before me?
I don't have the factual evidence, but you were the woman who worked in government. Well, you were nicknamed Madam Due Process.
Well, listen to me, President Obasanjo.
So what did you make of President Obasanjo's record?
Well, my sense of President Obasanjo was that he gave me the freedom to define the work that I did in ensuring that public procurement was more transparent than it used to be.
With respect, if you're not a politician, you should be, because these are not answers to my questions. I asked you, how corrupt is President Obasanjo? How corrupt was he? His corruption chief says he was more corrupt than Sani Abacha.